Dr. M.M. Verma, Director of Interfaith Foundation India, spoke on dialogue in Oriental creeds, in which he emphasized his belief that there are a number of sound human values in every religion and that dialogue aims at the dissemination of love and peace as well as at prevention of the culture of hatred that sometimes exploits the cloak of religions.
Mr. Chairman, one single purpose of dialogue is to achieve global unity among millions of people from around the world. The world desperately needs universally accepted values for the sake of unity, peace and development. In fine, there is need for a common understanding amongst different religious leaders. Religious power, like any other power, can be used for a good cause or for a bad one.
The session, which was chaired by Dr. William F. Windley, Secretary General of World Conference of Religions for Peace in the United States, discussed human commonalities in areas of dialogue. 4 research papers were presented in the session. Chairman of the session highlighted the significance of the conference.
Solidarity on values by those of us in diverse communities can provide a base for action and a base for advocacy for the common good.
Shankaracharya Omkar Anand Saraswati Maharaj presented his paper on role of religion and family in stability of society. He said that adherence to religions would help the people to come closer to each other, and it would also help in cohesion of the family and human society.
सबसे पहले ब्रह्मलीन जगतगुरु शंकराचार्य स्वामी माधवानंद सरस्वती जी महाराज के चरणों में सादर नमन। मंच पर बैठे हुए चेयरमैन साहब एवं हमारे साथ बैठे हुए प्रवक्ता जी, सबसे पहले मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं सऊदी अरब के राजा श्री अब्दुल्लाह बिन अब्दुल अजीज जी का, क्योंकि विश्व में शांति के लिए सभी धर्मों को मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड लीग संस्था के द्वारा एक स्थान पर आज हम सब लोगों को एकत्रित किया गया। और मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं स्पेन के राजा साहब का, जिन्होंने इस सम्मेलन को अपनी धरती पर करने का अधिकार हम सबको दिया। साथ ही साथ मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड लीग के सेक्रेटरी जनरल जी का, जिन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम को इतना सुव्यवस्थित और सुंदर तरीके से किया।
Wherever is dharma or religion, there is love and compassion. Where there is love, there is unity. In our Hindu traditions, dharma is not exactly religion. It is greater than religion. A religion is what we call mazhab in Islam, while the dharma corresponds to deen in Islam. For whatever role God the Creator has created a thing is the dharma of that particular creation. The dharma of fire is to provide heat. The dharma of water is to purify and save life. Likewise, the dharma of a human being is to bring in the attributes of his Lord on earth by safeguarding all living beings. The main features of this dharma are common in religious scriptures like Vedas, Bible and Quran. To protect dharma, one has to protect the human beings. Dharma is to make others worthy of divine knowledge by making them blissful. To observe this dharma is the ultimate goal of a human being.
Dr. James Kinder, who is the director of Coexistence Foundation in UK, stressed the importance of dialogue and its impact on coexistence.
On the one hand, those of faith are tempted to retreat into ever more hard-line and exclusive positions. People take refuge in absolutes and persecute those who will not accept them. On the other hand, in today's post-Enlightenment globalized world, where science and technology claim to answer so many of the questions which were once explored through faith, many are seeing religion as the problem rather than the solution. There's a new divide here, not between religions, but between those of faith and those who see faith as the problem.
Dr. Makia Najjar is a researcher in countries' relations in Spain. She stressed of the important role of women in coexistence dialogue cultural development.
The issue of this marginalization has been made political in order to indicate a threat that supposedly could be a threat for the other identities, mainly the predominant culture. the xenophobic parties are not talking about the racial purity, but they tell about the dangers suffered by the cultural integrity of a certain group of its respective nations.
Sheikh Muhammad Ali Tazkiri, Secretary General of the World Forum for Proximity of Islamic Schools of Thought in Iran, presented his paper on significance of religion and values in combating crimes, drugs and corruption. He pointed out that dialogue is a logical means of mutual understanding and the real dialogue is based on respect of others.
Another item that we would like to repeat, because it appears in many writings, is that you need to acknowledge thy neighbor. You're not going to talk to me if you don't acknowledge me, and this is precisely what we're putting on the table. Dialogue requires that, or even says that it would be shy, and you have to think that you're in the shoes of thy neighbor.
The speakers at the first session then answered the questions raised by audience, who also listened to the comments and interventions made by individuals concerned with the issues of dialogue.
Now, religion has two very important dimensions: the vertical dimension of spirituality, the relationship between man and God, and of course the horizontal, the relationship between fellow human beings and in fact the whole of the earth. Now, and this horizontal dimension, we all know, is so important that in our Islamic teachings, the akhlaq, or the morality, is actually more important than even the spiritual dimension at many times. In fact, when the Prophet ﷺ was told about this great, wonderful spiritual woman who worshipped all night, fasted all day, and did all these good things, but she had a sharp tongue. She was not good to her neighbors. He said, there is no good in her. Now, this is very important, that, morality is so important. And what I want to stress is that, again, all religions share moral values. And I think it's important to understand what morality is. The Islamic definition of morality is, it is the state of heart and mind which drives and enthuses you and gives you the motivation to do good without even thinking. It's your habit. And we have moral values which we share. And I think there's a common project here for us people working in interfaith, that we could have a universal moral values. We agree upon them: generosity, compassion, patience, forgiveness, gratitude, humility, modesty, etc. Now, what we need to do is, the world and schools today desperately, and children desperately, need to be nurtured in those moral values. There isn't anybody really doing that. I remember in Britain, we once had a school system which was great because it built character, and that was one of the secrets of the success of the British Empire. It built character, but sadly today we're losing that world over. And I think I'm just going to finish, that this is a practical project that is doable under the sort of global project for building moral values, universal moral values together. Thank you very much.